Ah, officers, gentlemen, ladies, people still unsure but carrying silver bullets just in case. Welcome back to your weekly lesson in what goes bump in the night and insists on bumping you personally. Tonight's briefing is on a rather unpleasant visitor from Slavic folklore, the Noknitsa. Think of her as insomnia but with claws and better hair. The case comes from Wrocław, Poland. A man named Piotr Nowak, early 30s, otherwise healthy, except for one thing: he hasn't slept properly in days, which, let me tell you, makes him less strapping young fellow and more half-dead moth with shoes on. What's that? What's the culprit, you ask? It's a Noknitsa. She's a nocturnal spirit, notorious for perching on your chest, whispering nasty things in your ear, and generally preventing you from getting a good 8 hours. Frankly, she's like a sleep paralysis demon who joined Equity and now does it professionally, which, if you ask me, makes her far worse than vampires. Vampires at least only kill you once. A Noknitsa kills you slowly over several sleepless weeks, until you're begging for a stake to the heart yourself. Pyotr's situation escalated quickly. At first, just vivid dreams, then whispers in the dark, then the feeling of breath on the back of his neck, and finally, nightly paralysis. Imagine waking up, body frozen while something sits on your chest, humming a lullaby, just off key. Absolutely dreadful. Locals tried the usual remedies: herbs burned, talismans hung. Someone even waved the chicken around at one point. Don't ask. Results: nothing, except one increasingly irritated Noknitsa and one Piotr looking like he'd been auditioning for the role of Walking Corpse number 3. I'll give you a hint. He didn't get the part. Now, here's the history. Noknitsas have been tormenting humans for centuries. The name comes from the Slavic word for night. They're connected with the hags of other cultures. Mare in Scandinavia, old hag in Newfoundland. They're always female, always nocturnal, and always hungry for your exhaustion. They don't feed on blood. They feed on the absence of sleep, on your restlessness, on your unravelling sanity. And here's the worst bit. Once one picks on you, they don't stop. No breaks, no time off for tea and biscuits. They keep at you until you collapse, then they move on. Imagine the world's most clingy ex-girlfriend crossed with a shadow demon. Exactly that. So what's the solution? You'll be delighted to know it's not terribly complicated, provide you the stomach for midnight watch duty. Step 1, salt. Not of that Himalayan nonsense, not pink, but Tesco's finest table salt will do. Draw a ring around the bed. Step 2, a silver crucifix. Doesn't even need to be blessed, though shouting at it helps. And step 3, someone sitting nearby with the express purpose of smacking the blasted thing if it shows up. I once told a young officer to swat it with a roll-up copy of the Times. Works wonders. Unfortunately, he hit his girlfriend by mistake. Less wondrous. This isn't just folklore, officers. Sleep demons are universal. They appear wherever humans dream, and sometimes where they don't, which is why Pyotr's case matters. It could be isolated, or it could be a sign something larger is stirring in the dark. Remember this: sleep is not just rest. Sleep is when your mind is most open. It's a battlefield, and sometimes the enemy isn't at the door but perched right on your chest. And if Piotr doesn't improve, I may have to go myself. Dreadful thought. Wrocław in March, always damp, plays merry hell with a moustache. Sleep tight, and don't let the Noknitsa bite. Yes, dear, the Spaniards are in the kitchen. I'm on the thingy. God's sake.